Lake District, just parked here in this old quarry, and we're heading up there, which is Causey Pike. Pick up the route that I didn't do last time. So Causey Pike, Sale, Crag Hill, Grasmoor, and then back down the valley. See how that goes. Cracking day again, doing well. About half a mile of road I think before path veers off to the left and then heads up there somewhere. So where we've parked I think is about 160 metres, just doing this little bit of road section, and there should be just around this corner a path on his left. Right, found the path eventually. Went past where the alleged first path was. No sign of that whatsoever. So I carried on to the second route which that path intersects. So. There you are, Skiddaw in the clouds, Blencathra in the clouds, Crummock Water, Keswick. Start of the switchbacks now. It's going to take us on to Sleet House and then up to Causey Pike, and that one over there then is Rannerdale Pike where I went last time I was up here. Plateaued out at a crossroads, so it's Sleet House. Sheepdogs in action. Right, still up. Weather's turned a little bit, got a little bit of rain coming in. Hopefully just a passing thing. Approaching the summit of Causey Pike. Just getting to the base of the scramble. And that'll be the first summit in the bag. Braithwaite Lake. The only lake in the Lake District. Right, the scramble. Do you want to go first or behind me? This is the top. Causey Pike, 643 metres. I think the car's parked down there. There's a bit of a quarry, so we walked around the road around the side of this. So all the way around the back of that onto where them buildings are, and up this path here. here, which is Causey Pike. Right, Causey Pike summit, 637. Follow the path around now onto Crags at 672. Down and back up down switchbacks over to Sale, and then up over to Crag Hill, and then down the other side and back up the other side, which is Grasmoor at the far end. And then that's going to drop us down again around the back, I think it's Witless Pike, and drop us down onto this valley path. Coming up onto Crags, just over 2 hours in, and just over 2.5 miles. But we've done the main climb up to Causey Pike. I've got a few more ups and downs to go yet, but the main up is in the bag. Causey Pike, now at the summit of Crags, 677 metres. Now I'm dropping down there and then up them switchbacks to Sale. That's the next over that side you've got Rannerdale Pike, Hope, Gill Head, Whiteside in the distance. Approaching the low point in the transition between Crags and Sale. So let's get down there and then we've got to go over the switchbacks, topping out the switchbacks. There's a cairn up here, which is a good sign. Not quite the summit, but can't be far away. Summit of Sale, I guess, is this cairn, so it'd be rude not to go to it. So Sale, 778 metres. Last time I went up and over that lot, down into the valley and up over that seat and then down there. So this time I'm picking up this side of the range, so that's Crag Hill, so that's the next one. Over the top of that, down and up Grasmoor, and then we can come back and over Whitless Pike or down to Crummock Water. Descended sail, and now back up. It's Crag Hill, so just at the base of the little transition between them, and the return path is down this valley, following the stream. See the path just off 20 metres up from the stream. That should be quite pleasant, I guess. But first, this 750 metres at this point. 10:51. About to top out Crag Hill. It's quite a large plateau, I think. But getting to the top of the actual up trig point comes into view. That's it. So summit Crag Hill, 845 metres, 4.18 miles in, and 9 minutes past 11. Summit of Crag Hill, 840 odd metres. So I thought I had jet engines. We had the red arrows go over earlier, but I only caught a glimpse of them. I'm just going to have a break wait. The base of Grasmoor. You'll be pleased to know this is the final ascent. 726 metres. .11:36. Dropping out that main ascent. Summit should come into view now. A little bit blowy. Don't think I'll be putting drone up on this one. Come down off of Crag Hill. Just gonna head up to Grasmoor somewhere, which is there. There should be a path that goes down that ridge. If looks interested. Or we can go back down and along that ridge, which also looks interesting. Approaching eventually the summit of Grasmoor, 867 metres, 4 hours and 17 minutes, and it's 12 o'clock dinner time, and a nice little wind break. Hopefully we can get behind that. The summit of Grasmoor, the wind picked up big time and the temperature took a massive dive. So now on the descent, I think Lad Howe. Drop down here basically along that ridge line, drops us down, car parks down there, and then around the side of that to get into the next valley, and then back to the car. at Crag Hill in the cloud now. So we were earlier on. So we come from off of there, Grasmoor, which is now kissing into the clouds, but the temperature drop and the wind speed that picked up was quite surreal up there. So now we're on the descent. I think it's called Lad's How, what we're traversing or going to be doing shortly. It takes us down. There's a couple of car parks down outside at Crummock Water to watch where I'm walking rather than what I'm looking at. Scree stuff. Just got to traverse across this couple of 100 metres and then it starts descending again down to the 2 car parks and then break left. So see how quick drying these quick drying trousers are. Just took a bit of an unintentional off-piste section through 4-foot bracken which is soaking wet. So I've soiled my legs, but say this is supposed to be quick drying, they use the quick back to normal. Assuming I don't go off piste again, then we should be good. It is raining a little bit, it's mildly moist. Still on the descent from Grasmoor. At least the wind's dropped and the temperature's climbed. Still a little bit drizzly, but nothing too bad at the minute. But getting out of that wind on top was definitely welcome. And Crummock Water in front of us and Melbrake. I've been able to get off the hill actually because with it being moist, all the stone and rock is getting slick. You have to seriously pay attention to where you're walking so you don't come a cropper. Grasmoor, done all the descent down to the car parks. Just sat and had 500 trees, and now it's all back. So it's about just over 4 miles, but it should be relatively flat-ish, undulating, but nothing too substantial hill-wise, I don't think. It's down the valley all the way. We've got about a mile to go before we drop into the valley. Along the side of Rannerdale Knot and Low Bank, which is this one in front. That's Witless Edge, which was going to be the alternate route back, but we came down this flank instead. Right, weather's turned, it's raining like a rainy thing incessantly. It has been for the last probably hour and a half. So the path we were just going on is a very fine dotted line, but in reality it was cutting through that, which were already wet. So running through wet bracken on nondescript paths to drop way down into the valley is not too appealing at the minute. So I made an executive decision. We're going to call it. So we're going to drop off the hill down to Buttermere, call it the pub, have a drink, dry off, and then try and grab a taxi or something back to the car that way. GoPros don't give any indication of steepness, but on a scale of 1 to steep, it's a steep. Ooh, ankles and knees now, for sure. Calves and thighs I've had a workout, and now it's knees and ankles. Hey, back to civilization. Just dropping into the back end of Buttermere. I think just here should be the road. Turn left. Dirt pub. There's the road. Off the hill. Still made 10 mile touch more. I've got over trousers and that in bag, but a bit timey. Got around to getting them out and thinking about it, you're already soaked, so too late. Well, normally it'd be a conceit car from here, but in this instance I can see pub from here. Car's still 4 mile that way. Right, just at the bridge in at Buttermere, so I've called it at that. 20 past 3, 7 hours 36 minutes on the hill, 10.3 miles. Just as a little add-on to the end of this video, the proposed route of the hike, and this is the first time I've had to abort one, to be fair, but we started off in the red line at the top right there, up and over Causey Pike, Crags, Sale, Crag Hill, Grasmoor, and then the idea was to come down to Crummock Water along and then intersect the green line to take the valley path back to the car to close the loop. From the top of Grasmoor though, the weather turned quite hostile, so we sort of walked our way down to Crummock Water, came along. When we got to where the green intersection is, the path was very nondescript and overgrown with like 4-foot bracken, which by this time was also soaking wet as we were. We'd had enough by then, so we aborted, dropped down to Buttermere and decided to go to the pub at this orange mark here. Had a drink and chill out, tried to arrange a taxi. That was a no-go, so after a while we decided to cut us losses and head back up the road. Set off walking up through Buttermere over towards Moss Force and back to the car down the road that way. And what we decided to do was ditch the bags rather than carrying them along the road, jump the fence and hid them in the bracken, and then set off walking again, and thought I would try as look at hitchhiking, which is also something I've never done in my life. And the third car that came past effectively stopped and gave us a lift along the blue line there all the way back to the car. So that was an absolute godsend, and job as a gun, completed the hike and had a little added adventure to the end of it as well.